But anyway, we'll keep going because we got to get into this thing. February 7th, 87. If you're wondering, the reason we're doing part one of February 14th is because there's only like two real promos in the February 7th episode. So I'm going to give the results of the matches. I do highly recommend a couple of the matches, but to be honest with you, I think it would be, it would be cool to maybe do a watch along with it, but to be honest,
I got notes.
well, I know, but see, I didn't plan on going through them in great detail, even though the first one was good. The first one was good. Well, let's get into it. Let's get into this thing. Before we do, remember, we are sponsored by you, the patron. So become a patron at tinyurl.com/BTT patron. If you choose the $2 a month option, that's less than 7 cents per day. You can pledge more to support our 8 free shows each month, and you get access to all of the patron exclusive content, which includes the WCCW shows, podcast recaps, and other crazy BTT off the cuff shenanigans that we do. So we'd appreciate it. Again, it's tinyurl.com/BTT patron. Remember, if you pledge over $9 a month, you're guaranteed a t-shirt after 7 months. So I just want to throw that out there. Now, Crockett and Shivani are in a TV studio calling this thing, and they're doing a voiceover. So you really don't get the full effect of the matches that they cover.
They also overtalk the shit out of that.
They certainly do. They certainly do. I'd have to agree. Here's the thing. When the show opens too, I guess they're trying to like simulate that that's Magnum driving the night of his accident.
Oh God, yeah.
I don't know if I would have done that, but you know, I'm not trying to criticize the producer, but I don't know. That just feels.
He's coming back.
Well, yes, and he will have an interview on this week, so we'll get to that later. Doc, any thoughts on the opening before I keep going? All right. So they are coming to us from Washington, D.C., Philly, St. Louis, Atlanta, Hollywood, Florida, and Los Angeles, California. The first match is Barry Windham versus Arn Anderson from Philadelphia. About the 15-minute mark, Barry wins with a sunset flip over the top rope into the ring on Arn. Barry wins, but Arn jumps Barry after the match and hits him with a gourd buster to keep his heat. I got to be honest, this was the best match, I think, of that episode. But, Doc, you can tell me what you think.
Yeah, I agree. I like that Wyndham won clean because I was wondering how they were going to do that when it started. I was like, how are they going to get out of here with this? And then I realized back in the 80s, you could just have winners and losers.
Doc, you want to tell Harper what pissed you off more than anything about this episode related to what was dangling above all these matches?
Jesus Christ, dude. That stupid-ass scaffold's just hanging there the whole damn time. Just hanging over things.
Harper. He was hot. He was texting me, pissed off at the scaffold.
I hate that thing. Harper's on mute anyway. He can't hear you.
Did you mute yourself, Harper, or did you go take a piss? Wow, okay.
It's a little early to already be needing to piss, but hey, whatever.
I think he muted himself or something. Who knows, man? Text me if you can.
I'm back.
We're off to a choppy start.
I love it. I guess he went and stepped away to go get something to drink. I bet you he dropped his beer or something a second ago. See, I told you he pissed. I told you. But that was a good match. Next match is Brad Armstrong versus Jimmy Garvin from Washington, D.C. They go nearly 10 minutes. Brad wins by DQ when Garvin sends Brad over the top rope. Brad had a good showing. Harper, I don't think you really watch much of these.
I watched the first one and I just kind of skipped through them.
All right. Doc, did you have anything from that match?
Just a good little match.
Yep. It was good. Brad wins. So just throwing it out there, man. He's racking up some wins on Saturday night over the last couple months. Next match is the Mod Squad versus the Batten Twins. This was a match for the Central States tag titles. I did want to stop here for a second. Harper didn't see it, but Doc, did you realize who the Mod Squad was?
Jeffers brothers.
Yep. I don't know if a lot of people realize that. That is Mac and Jim Jeffers.
And here's the thing. That wasn't going to be like WrestleMania, but that was the glory of, that was one of the glorious things about territory wrestling is we just got to see somebody we don't normally get to see in a match. So that's cool. Yep.
And we had seen him on Saturday night, about a year ago, but now you see him in kind of a top spot. I don't want to say top spot, but mid-card spot. They're champs. They're Central State tag champs against the Batten Twins.
We should have got back in the Boogie wrestling time machine and gone back and told one of those Batten Twins that in about 5 years, Paul Orndorff was going to kill him in a high school with a pile driver on the outside.
Like, that's us. You know what's weird about that? All three of us remember that like it was a major thing. And you know why? Because he took that pile driver and he was dead.
Yes. He was
like,
gone.
Harper, how long did he lay there?
For the whole, I don't know, what, 20 minutes? I think he just got up.
He did, dude.
The only reason he would have got up is if somebody tried to give him a Juicy Johnny. For real.
Or a Montana musket loader.
That too. Tennessee tour.
He sold that pile driver like, I mean, he didn't get up, dude. He sold it like a wrestler. And that's the thing, there was no padding, so he just spiked pile driving him on that freaking hard gym floor, and he was dead. Done.
Living a dream, brother. Fuck that.
All right. There was a promo from Paul Jones, Rick Rude, and Manny from NWA Pro. It wasn't anything special, although Manny popped me when he said,
yeah.
You fast forwarded through it?
Yeah.
Doc, did you have any notes from it? Did you want to talk about?
Mm-mm.
Me either. It was real quick. Manny did pop me, though, when he said, "Move over, Jack." Rock and Roll Express up next versus Ivan Koloff and Vladimir Pietrov from Hollywood. Rock and Roll win by DQ when Pietrov hits Morton in the back of the head with a Russian chain, and then they clothesline Morton with the chain before Gibson saved Morton. I got to tell y'all, I feel like I saw Morton get shot with a Russian chain to the throat a lot of times in the 80s. Maybe remember when Ricky would always sell his throat, though, Doc? I swear. He was always out there doing that. But I don't know. Thoughts on the match, Doc, if you had anything?
No, not really.
Okay.
That's nice.
That's really classy. Well, I do have a sound drop for y'all here, or a sound bite. So they go to the next phase of this, and it's Crockett, my God, it's not Crockett. It's Shivani interviewing Gary Juster and the Baltimore Arena rep, Charles Newstead, I think is his name. He's executive director of the arena. Now, this is where the Crockett Cup is going to be. And I do want to play this bit of audio because, and I'm not going to play the whole thing. I'm going to play from the time Shivani is getting ready to throw it to this Baltimore Arena rep. And I'll tell you why after we're done. Maybe you'll pick up on it. So not the whole thing, just part of it. Here it is.
On April 10th and 11th, this time it's 2 days for the Jim Crockett Senior Memorial Cup. Mr. Newstead, on behalf of Jim Crockett Sports, very happy to be in the Baltimore Arena and have this prestigious event.
Thank you. We are very happy ourselves to be hosting this, both the city and the Baltimore Arena. We look forward to a tremendous turnout, not only from the region, but from around the country. And as a matter of fact, we've even gotten some calls from overseas from people who will be coming in. It's a prestigious event for us here. It's a good business for the city, for the downtown area, and we really look forward to hosting it.
This city and the Baltimore Arena especially has gone through a tremendous renovation. Talk about that a little bit for us.
Well, the Renaissance, I think, is well known throughout the country, if not the world. Baltimore, basically a city that 15, 20 years ago was having its problems with downtown sort of not progressing very well, and a downtown that was not doing very well economically.
Just say it. We got crime,
However,
motherfucker.
in the last 10 years, there has been a tremendous renaissance, I think, worldwide.
That's why the Colts left.
Reputation has now been gotten by Harbor Place, which is a development put in by the James Rouse Company that developed the whole downtown area around Harbor Place. New hotels have gone up, the building of a new convention center, and it's made the downtown just a very viable area. As a matter of fact, even people are moving back downtown to live around the harbor area. And along with that has been a major renovation of the Baltimore Arena, formerly known as the Civic Center. A whole new lobby complex has been created, new ticketing operation for the comfort of the fans here, a new heating, ventilating, air conditioning system, which is balanced, a new sound system, new phone system. Seats have been added, and we're in the process right now. We will be adding, redoing most of the seats in the arena during the coming season.
Not only that, this is a city with a great sports history.
That's true. It is. Both.
Okay, that's why I wanted to play it, because y'all heard all that. Like, I can imagine people that actually could buy a ticket back then, which wasn't us because we weren't old enough yet. People sitting at home like, who gives a flying rat's ass about this? I just want to go see some wrestling live. I don't need to know the history of Baltimore. I don't need to know the history of the arena. I might like the fact that you got AC up in that some buck now, but other than that,
is Dusty fighting Bubba or what?
Yeah. Well, I wanted what's the important stuff here, man? Anyway,
I would like to know who from fucking overseas called to come to the show. That's what I want to know. Fucking making shit up.
Baldy Yamaguchi.
Yeah.
It's wrestling. What do you expect? They're working, brother.
Here's the thing. They got a good deal on that arena if that guy could come on there and cut his little promo.
Mm-hmm. He did his little commercial for the city.
Right. That nobody cares about 30 years later.
So you're saying corporate? It was like a corporation type thing, They wanted to.
Yeah.
They were greasing the palms, Doc. Is what you're saying?
Yeah, but that old man didn't know what he was doing, and neither did Crockett. So this is what you got. Now, right. what that would have looked like in 2018 would have been the national anthem being played or some shit.
Okay.
America.
The next match is Dusty versus Tully for the NWA World TV title. Tommy Young gets bumped as he always does back then. Dusty hits Tully with his own finisher, the slingshot suplex, but there's no ref to count. Arn and JJ get involved. Lots of shenanigans. Barry Windham runs in. Tommy Young has had enough of this crap and calls for the bell for a DQ. And then Tully wears out Dusty's head with one of JJ's alligators, and Dusty wins by DQ. Doc, thoughts?
I mean, this is a good match. It's just there's shenanigans. So, and I still am mad at that scaffold hanging there.
Yeah, no, it's just sitting there. It's like, are they going to do anything with it?
Do y'all realize the scaffold was because remember, Corny said they went around everywhere and did the scaffold matches. That scaffold is above every arena that they're at. So these 6 or 7 arenas that they go to, the scaffold is just there, and the show ends with a scaffold match too. So, all right, yeah.
Well, don't show me a fucking scaffold, and there's no scaffold match on TV.
No, there was a scaffold match on that card. It just wasn't
right. Exactly. So you teased me.
Or like what? Doc, you didn't want to see it at all. Shit.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's. I feel like we got to listen to Magnum.
All of it.
I tell you what. How about I break it up into parts? Or do you have a timestamp?
He ain't coming back. Fuck him. That's nice. He looks good. I hope he comes back.
You're a fucking idiot. That's not how you get heat, Doc. That's how you get go-away heat 10 salt Magnum TA like that.
I think he looks great here. I was surprised, man. Honestly, I was shocked how good he looked.
His mustache.
It wasn't all crooked on his face, man.
What? Are you expected to be crooked?
I expected him to still be in the hospital bed cutting this promo.
Well,
we ain't that far out, man. He damn near died.
This was on February. They said it happened in October, right? It was February.
Yeah, it's 4 months later.
Mm-hmm. If that. Well, it ain't 4 full months, like probably 3.5. Shit.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Man,
he was sitting there in his jean jacket looking like if he could just get those legs moving, he'd be ready to belly some people, man.
Yeah. All right, let's here's the first part of it. Here it is.
Hi, everybody. I'm Tony Schiavone for Jim Crockett Sports. For 3 years now, I've been in front of this camera talking to you about many things. But I will have to say right now, it's the biggest moment of my career because I get a chance to introduce to you once again, and I'm very, very happy to have him here with me, Magnum TA. Well, it's great to see you.
Thank you. It's great to be here, and it's one of the biggest moments in my life, too, because out of all the exciting things that have happened to me through the years and all the accomplishments, to be sitting here again with you today talking about what's going on in the wrestling world and the things to come is just it's a miracle to begin with, and it's great to have the opportunity to jump back in the mainstream of professional wrestling again.
The biggest question that's asked me wherever I go across the country, how is Magnum TA doing? You're looking great. Tell us about how it feels to be back.
Well, it feels great. It's been a tremendous challenge that's been presented to me. I've had all kinds of physical challenges all my life, goals I've tried to attain and championships I've tried to win. But I looked at this tragedy that some people like to call it as the greatest test of my life, because all of a sudden I had all of my physical capacities taken away from me, and I felt totally helpless for a very short period of time until I realized that the greatest thing that we all have is our mind. And my mind was still sound, and I realized that if you have your mind and have that strength that comes from within, You can accomplish anything you set out to do, any goal, anything that might seem impossible. All the experts can say the odds aren't in your favor, but if your mind's working, there's nothing you can't accomplish. I laid there on the table and I listened to a man tell me I had 1,000,000 to 1 shot of being a total quadriplegic. And the thing just never sunk into me because, you know, out of all the brilliant surgeons that we have, and we do have some brilliant doctors, there's not one of them that can tell you how the mind works or how the spinal column works or how your nervous system works. And they can't tell you why a body repairs itself. I've got a friend named Sean back there in the rehabilitation center right now fighting with the same type of injury I have. And he's just got one little part of his body moving, but that's how you start. See, you start with one thing and then you just build on. And I really feel like through this test, this test that I've been put through, that I'm going to have the ability to make myself much better than I ever dreamed. Not because I'm going to be stronger or faster than anybody else out there, but because my mind is going to be more disciplined than it's ever been in my whole entire life.
Fans from all over the country writing to you, calling the hospital when it first happened, and obviously the fans are behind Magnum TA 100%.
Well, I don't even look at them like fans anymore. To me, we're all one big family, and it's not just here in the United States. It's people from all over the world that all united came behind me in my greatest time of trouble and turmoil because they felt like I'd had everything taken away from me that I'd worked so hard for. But see, through their thoughts and prayers and being behind me and not giving up on me, it was just like being down 3-0 when I was going against Nikita Koloff for the U.S. title. When you get things looking as bleak as they possibly can, it's the strength that you draw from the people around you, your family, those people out there in the world that support me in wrestling. Those are the people that give you the strength to rise above all these things and be the best you can possibly be. And no one can put a top on something and say you can't be any better than this, because it's the only limitations we have is the limitations we put on ourselves in our own minds. And I really believe that's the whole key to success in any business, any aspect we might try to do in life, any goal you might set for yourself. Until you discipline that mind, it doesn't matter what other attributes you have. It's when you harness that power coming right there in your brain, then you can do just about anything.
You know, many of us don't realize.
All right, so that's almost all of it. Doc, thoughts on anything Magnum said?
I wish he could give his promo and babyface capabilities to Barry Windham right now.
Explain more what you mean by that.
Dude, he's been crippled and he's still cutting babyface promos. I'd be like healing out big time. Fuck this. Fuck cars. Fuck Rhodes. Fuck you. He's still a babyface, dude. This promotion needs him so bad and he's crippled up. It sucks.
I'm confused. What do you mean who would he cut? Who would he cut a heel promo on?
I'm talking about real life, dude. I'd be a fucking.
You're just saying break kayfabe.
I'd be bitter. Like, fuck this shit. Yeah. No, I mean, he caught a classic, awesome babyface promo right there. Okay, they got my body, but they can't get my brain, dude. It's still right. Strong. Yeah,
dude, ain't that's true. It was crazy, man. Imagine if he would have been able to come back, like after going through what he went through. I'm just saying he'd have been. I don't want to say like Hogan, but he kind of would have been like that.
You wouldn't have needed Sting.
Yep,
you're right about that. That's a fact. Oof. It's just amazing because because I mean what he went through was 100% real. So imagine if he really could have came back and wrestled. Shit.
I know, huh? Fuck.
He'd have been on top of the world.
He wouldn't have had to really even wrestle. He'd have just needed to like stand there and not slump over, and then just get to make the cover for the 3.
Pretty, yeah. All right, well, we'll keep going. We got Ric Flair versus Nikita Koloff next from Charlotte in a no DQ match for the world title. Man, I did watch this. Rick did everything in his power to get everything he could out of Nikita. It's just a Flair and Nikita match is just nothing like Flair and Wyndham, though. Like what we saw a few years back. And I'm not trying to knock Nikita because I mean Rick can pretty much work with anybody, but I mean if you think back at what we saw a couple weeks ago with Flair and Wyndham, it just doesn't compare to this. I mean, would you agree, Hopper?
Yeah, he's just a whole different animal.
Yeah. I mean,
he's more polished, to say the least.
Yep, I agree.
There he is.
And they were behind Nikita. That's the thing. Doc, do you have any thoughts on this match?
For reasons I can't remember right now, it wasn't as good as the Starrcade match. And even then, Rick was stalling and struggling and leading him through it.
Yeah, he definitely was. All right, well, just for the record, it ends up in a double countout. Tully runs in, Dusty runs in, they clear the ring. This is the formula that Crockett did back in that day. Lots of double DQs, lots of DQ. It seemed like you really had a clean finish. Last match on this February 7th episode was the Road Warriors versus the Midnight Express. It was a scaffold match.
Oh.
Road Warriors win. Unfortunately, no corny off the scaffold. This scaffold. If you didn't like the Starrcade scaffold match, you freaking would have hated this one.
Mm-hmm. Really?
Oh yeah, it was 10 times worse. It was not good. Not good at all.
I think this is the scaffold match right here that made Condrey decide, you know what?
I'm out.
Fuck.
Bro, we are not far off from Dennis Condrey like bouncing. You realize?
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. He's got to be leaving soon,
dude. He's out shortly. I don't want to say when, but he is out. And go listen to the Jim Cornette drive-through this week because he kind of briefly talks about it. Like,
yeah,
Dennis dropped them off. They dropped Dennis off at the house. We'll see you in a day, and they never saw Dennis for a year and a half.
What was his problem?
They never really say, but I think it had to do with I think it was marital.
Oh, okay.
Nobody's ever.
It was personal shit.
Yeah, it was. It had nothing.
Okay.
It didn't have anything to do with wrestling. But it was. And again, that's allegedly. I'm just kind of like putting pieces together of stories I've heard on different podcasts. I think there were like personal things going on, and he just kind of like bounced out. And I do know that Cornette has said, if he would have just told us, we would have understood. But what happened? It happens. Whatever. All right. We're not going to rank that episode. Y'all okay with that, Harper? You okay with that?
I'll give it an A+.
I bet you will. We won't rank it though. So we will move now to the February 14th, 1987 episode. Part 1 will come at you, and I got to tell you from the start, this son of a gun pops off. It's on and popping. What you think, Doc?
Well, we're about to care about somebody more than we've cared about him in several months being in here. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Would you agree, Harper?
Yeah. That bastard.
They open the show. Nikita, Dusty, and Murdoch are facing off against the Big Red Machine, which is Bob Carter was the guy's name. It was supposed to be John Nord, but something must have fallen through because he never came, and this was a one-time thing with this guy, Big Red, just for the record. Thank you, Tim Morecci, BTT Research Department. What were you about to ask me, Harper?
With Big Red, remember that commercial? Kiss a little longer, dance a little longer with Big Red.
Jesus.
Remember that commercial?
No, I don't remember that.
No?
I'm glad I don't. Oh, the Big Red. Yeah. Okay. Doc, you remember it?
Are you talking about Big League Chew?
No, it was
Big Red.
Big Red gum, yeah.
Big Red soft drink?
It was gum.
Gum. Like double mint?
Something like that, yeah.
Juicy fruits?
Yeah.
Well, Big Red was supposed to be John Nord, but John Nord, something must have fell through.
I thought it was Kane.
No, Big Red Machine. That's true, too, huh? He ended up being a Big Red Machine. But Bob Carter is the guy's name under the mask for anybody out there wondering. But it is Big Red, Pietrov, and Ivan. So Crockett and Schiavone open telling us about Murdoch becoming a comrade of the Russians, and Bullet Bob Armstrong will return. And then they kick us straight from there to a Barry and Ronnie Garvin promo. Let's take a vote. Are we playing it? Harper, you first.
If you want.
Doc, your thoughts? I thought it was all right. Let me for the record. And it's short. Yeah, it's short. It's not a long one. I actually think Ronnie Garvin is good here, so that's why I wanted to play it. Here it is.
Tag team champions. We're talking about Ron Garvin and Barry Windham. We talked about all the top stars being here today. Good to see you gentlemen with us.
Hey, Tony, good to see you. I'll tell you what, You know, you were just talking about the Jim Crockett Sr., the Cup. Now, Ronnie and I have been training hard for this. You know, that's something that we really want to participate in. We're waiting for our invitation to come right now.
Well, you know, there's so many things happening. You know, you wonder, maybe it's full moon out there. People are going crazy. Dick Murdoch has lost his mind. Jimmy Cornette lost his a long time ago. I don't know what he's trying to prove. He's trying to beat both of us. He's trying to cripple somebody. He's using Big Bubba. He's got the Midnight Express. What I'm going to tell you guys, we're ready for anything. Anybody who's got a title out there, we're not satisfied with just the United States title. We want more. We want the World Tag Team title and the Ric Flair. As far as single matches is concerned, you're looking at Barry Windham, you're looking at Ronnie Garvin, and Tully Blanchard. You got, I understand, $10,000 to lose. Well, I'm going to tell you something. I might be right up there one day. You'll be looking at me. So whoever wants to come on and challenge us for United States Tag Team Champion, we're not hard to find.
Okay, Ronnie Garvin, Barry Windham, the U.S. Tag Team Champions. I talked about the Four Horsemen. They're here today also. And more stars. Let's go to the ring.
All right, Doc, your thoughts on that promo?
They'll stand there and fight everybody, and they'd be sounding a lot better if they had Magnum with them.
Did you think that Garvin was good? I thought Ronnie Garvin was good there. I mean, it just wasn't like rah-rah like we saw, I think it was last week or week before that, but I thought it was fine. I liked it.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yes, yeah, short and sweet.
Yeah, he made his point. I mean, Barry looked totally like confused at the beginning of it, which was kind of strange, but whatever. I mean, he's not that he's a bad promo, but he definitely looked confused. I thought Garvin was good there. So, all right, we'll keep going. We got Tommy Angel versus Jimmy Boogie Woogie Man Valiant up next. Boogie tells Tony he loves him before the match starts, and I'll be a son of a gun. Boogie starts the match with a collar and elbow and a headlock instead of an eye rake, like usual. Harper, go ahead.
This was the longest match that he's ever had. This was this was like a 60-minute fucking Iron Man match to him.
This was a long one on Saturday night. By long, he went past 2 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely agree. Harper, any other thoughts on it?
Nah.
Doc, you?
For the second straight week, Tommy Angel is in a match where the wrong guy won.
Whatever. Tommy Angel, for those who don't listen to the Smoky Mountain show, we've talked about Tommy Angel a lot in the past on the Smoky Mountain show. Early Smoky Mountain, I should say. He hadn't been around on our latest episodes, has he?
Nah.
He hadn't been there in about a year.
Yeah.
It's been a while since we've seen him.
Him and Barry Horowitz and Carl Stiles all went out and got some coffee and never came back. You know who else has been gone for a while? Paul Lee.
That?
Yeah.
Yes.
I noticed that they got rid of the jobbers from, you know, it's like a Robbie Eagles kind of. He's still hanging around.
Larry Santo.
Yeah.
It's funny because Buddy Landell, I mean, we all know why he ended up getting booted because of the whole Moon River, that whole story in the I Quit match with Horner. But he, shows up on one of the TVs after that, and then he just disappears, and you don't see him for a few years.
Territory wrestling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rotate him in and out. All right, well, we go up next. It is Jim Cornette in the Midnight Express. This is an important promo, so here it is.
You know, we saw the U.S. Tag Team Champions earlier in the program. The champions, Ron Garvin and Barry Windham. Now here are the number one contenders, the Midnight Express.
Wait a minute. Now what you're trying to do, you're trying to rub that in. Why don't you read your notes that I brought out here and set on your desk? The Midnight Express, the United States Tag Team Champions. What you saw was the ex-champions, the chump champions, the chicken champions, the coward champions, the champions that are so scared of the Midnight Express that they refuse to even get in the ring with us, but finally we're pinning them down. Tonight in Charlotte, North Carolina is going to be a good place to start. Ronnie Garvin and Barry Windham are not the United States Tag Team Champions because, first of all, it's a men's title. And two men don't hold that title right now because everybody knows, I'm sure if they haven't already seen, they will see or they've heard about the fact that Miss Atlanta Lively, who was around here a couple of years ago always jumping on the Midnight Express from behind, was really, in reality, Ronnie Garvin. So now we've established the fact that Ronnie Garvin is not only a coward, not only a back jumper, not only a dirty, stinking, yellow-bellied dog, he's a transvestite. He goes around dressed up like women. He wears a wig, he wears makeup, and he goes around in little skirts carrying purses. Well, let me tell you something, Garvin. I'm sick and tired of you disguising yourself, running around trying to jump us from behind. you're nothing but a stinking coward. But if you like to put on wigs, if you like to wear makeup, if you like to get dressed up before you go out of the house, hey, what do you got in your basement? A torture rack and leather goods? I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to fix you up. So every time you go out of the house, Ronnie Garvin, you got to wear makeup. You got to wear a wig. You got to cover that face up. Because, brother, if you think he's ugly now, then you just wait till we get finished with him. We're going to make you, Ronnie Garvin, so ugly, so miserable to look at that every time you go out with your bare face, you're going to scare little children going to kindergarten, brother. Not only are we going to take those belts, not only are we going to humiliate you and Bear Windham, not only are we going to give you the beat of your life, but we're going to mess you up bad, Ronnie Garvin. We're going to mess you up so bad that you're never going to want to show your face around again. And we're going to do all the people in this whole country a favor because you're a pervert, Ronnie Garvin. You're a sicko, and I don't like people like that running around free in our society. So when we do all that to you, you're not only going to be so embarrassed you won't show your face, you're going to be so physically damaged that you're not going to be able to go out in public, and the whole world will not have to look at Ronnie Garvin, everybody's favorite cross-dresser, anymore. U.S. Tag Team Champions, bet on it. It's going to happen. My word.
Jim Cornette, the Midnight Express, and Big Bubba back with more right after this timeout.
All right, Harper, go ahead. I hear you laughing over there. What you got?
Yeah, I forgot about this.
What you forgot about?
That he did that that was during Starrcade, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was a year and 3-4 months ago now.
Yeah,
Starrcade 85.
Yeah. I completely forgot about that till he brought that up. Why would he bring it up now? I mean, why?
That's a good question. I think this is the first time where they openly admitted that was Garvin.
Maybe something happened to Worldwide or Pro.
Well, I can tell you something did happen on Worldwide. Actually, Miss Atlanta Lively, aka Ronnie Garvin, did come out. So, which is why it actually happened at the very open of the February 7th episode of Worldwide, where he came out. But he didn't I don't think he took his wig off and stuff. So and whatnot. But anyway, but yeah, definitely it went down. Go ahead.
If he didn't, Corny has a history that he told Dixie Dynamite he was Scott Armstrong.
Yeah, that's true, huh?
And wait till I play the Worldwide promo later where he actually, there's something he doesn't say here, and I don't want to spoil it, that he says in the Worldwide promo. I mean, he popped me because he said, he asked if Garvin had a torture rack and leather goods in his basement, which was funny, but he said something actually kind of worse in the Worldwide promo. He just...
Ball gag?
It's worse on the Worldwide promo. You'll hear it when I play it. It's crazy. But anyway, Doc, any other thoughts on Corny there insulting Garvin?
Once again, it's pretty hard to just get out there and rant and rave like that for that long and not blow up and not be boring and not repeat yourself. So that was awesome.
Yeah. Damn transvestites.
Cross-dressers. I guarantee you that nobody in that building knew what a transvestite was in 1987. He was the only person there who knew what that was.
He kind of does that in Smoky Mountain, though, a lot. Well, Daryl Van Horn does that in Smoky Mountain. Just starts throwing out terms that, nobody has a clue what he's talking about. Like necrophilia. I mean, Jesus.
Yeah.
I know what that is.
I know, but I'm just saying, most people wouldn't. Okay, we'll keep going. We talked about that on the Smoky Mountain show a few weeks back, didn't we?
Well, say it.
I forgot that quick. I mean, I don't remember.
It just means that you love your mama. So go out when you get done recording and go tell your mom you're a necrophiliac.
All right, Bullet Bob Armstrong comes out. Let's listen to the Bullet. See what he's got to say. It's a quick promo.
It is real good to welcome back Bullet Bob Armstrong with us here at the World Championship Wrestling. A lot of things are coming up, Bob, including that Tag Team Cup tournament.
You know, one thing about it, I'm glad to have Brad Armstrong as my partner, and people are talking from Canada to Mexico, all of the free world, most of the Soviet Union, about two words, Crockett Cup. And when they say Crockett Cup, they're talking about $1 million one team will make in just 48 hours. And Dick Murdoch, maybe that made you go over the edge. I've known Dusty Rhodes a long time, a good friend of mine. He's gone over the edge. Maybe the cup made it happen. Who knows? But one thing about it, if we get to Baltimore, somebody's going to have the most prestigious tag team titles in the world and $1 million. So look out, brother. Brad and Bob are going to be there, going to be doing our best. The bullet ain't shooting no blanks. Think about it, boys. It's going to happen.
Okay, Bullet Bob Armstrong fans, let's go back to the ring.
I think they were messing with Bob and kept switching cameras because he wasn't looking at the right camera and he kept bouncing back and forth, which I think Bullet Bob knows what camera to talk to at this point in his career. So I'm gonna put that on the production crew. Doc, your thoughts on Bullet Bob's quick promo there?
Bro, he's got a graveyard disposition and a tombstone mind. If I was Jimmy Garvin, I might be nervous.
Yeah, I think I'd agree.
He's gonna get out there and start. He's gonna get out there and start strutting, and might even put on a bullet mask, and he's bad to the bone.
That's a Smoky Mountain reference, folks.
That's right.
Harper, anything from you on that?
He's here to fucking win that damn cup, bro.
Yeah.
Everybody's lining up, man. Everybody's lining up for that cup. That's a lot of money.
That's when I was a kid and went to the '86 Crockett Cup, I really thought that the Road Warriors had won $1 million. And I remember telling my Uncle Joe that. I was like, man, they won $1 million. He just looked at me and he's like, I know, huh? And he was a true believer. He was a true believer. So he believed in wrestling, bro. He still thinks it's a shoot to this day. But man,
does he listen to the show?
Yeah,
dude,
right.
He's damn near 80 years old. Right. I don't think he has a clue how to. You know what's sad? I probably should call and check on him and be like, hey, Uncle Joe, you probably want to listen to my show because I think he would dig it. I do, but the cursing might get to him because he's like he's a diehard like Catholic. So he's bro. He's a diehard Catholic.
So it's okay for the priest to diddle kids, but we can't curse. Okay,
come on, bro, you're over.
That's nice.
Now. That's real classy.
What the fuck?
Oh, you could be like Harper said back in the day on one of the old shows that we did like a year ago. We were talking about church,
What?
and I said, Harper, do you go to church? And he said, nah, bruh, I got shit to do. I was like not ready for that response. When he used to tell his mama back in the day, Mama, do we have to go to church this morning? I want to watch wrestling.
Yeah. I watch me some damn wrestling, man.
Dude, you just don't know. I would tell my mama the same stuff. I don't want to go anywhere. I want to watch wrestling's on. No.
Yeah.
Why do we have to leave right now? I want to watch wrestling. And these kids nowadays don't understand, bruh. When you did not catch it when it was on, that
was your one and only chance.
Fuck.
It was a window. And if you
it was always closing.
Yep.
At all times,
you had to wait
it was
till
closing.
next week for it to open again.
And
yes.
I don't know if Harper, I know Doc didn't, but we didn't have VCRs to tape this shit, man. So when they took us out the house, we couldn't see it. It was like, what the fuck?
Yeah. And here's the other thing. Once we got a VCR, my parents acted like VCR tapes were like gold bricks, man.
Oh yeah, dude.
You couldn't just tape something.
Right.
You couldn't just tape something on it. It had to be like a damn Academy Award-winning movie or something. And that was never on.
See, I couldn't fucking do it. I was a fucking kid. I didn't know how to do that, but my sisters used to tape the soap operas, and they wouldn't tape the fucking wrestling for me. Fucking assholes.
And that's what turns you into a necrophiliac?
Yeah.
Oh, man. All right. Okay, let's keep going because we got a very important angle that's about to be shot here. Schiavone and Crockett throw us to the end of Murdoch, Dusty, and Nikita versus Pietrov, Ivan, and Big Red, as we talked about at the opening. Murdoch jumps Nikita at the end. But Bob Caudle, during this segment, is losing his everlasting mind. Murdoch then goes to a promo with Bob Caudle. But I just want to talk to y'all first before I go to Murdoch's promo. Harper, you got any thoughts on the crowd going nuts, Bob Caudle going nuts before we hear this promo I'm going to play from Murdoch from the live arena?
That's fucking great, man, because, I mean, no one expected that.
Mm-mm.
Dude,
you nailed it.
A complete shocking event.
And Murdoch has been laying low and boring for several months.
Yes.
Laying in wait.
Being just an old redneck guy, some guy you'll see at your local fucking hardware store buying screws on a fucking weekend or something.
Talking about hootenannies.
Yeah.
That's a good point, Doc. Hootenannies and whatnot. And remember the episode where he cut the promo? He's like, I got an old pickup truck, Rick. I got an old pickup. I ain't slick Rick. I ain't got the limousine. I ain't got the Mercedes Benz. I got the old pickup truck. Yeah, that's right, old broke down pickup truck. Like, just Southern redneck to his heart. And they didn't tease this at all, unless I missed something. It was just straight up.
They didn't tease nothing like this.
Nothing. And I've watched the worldwides. Like, it wasn't teased. It was Murdoch. Just, dude, he cut loose. So, all right. Here is. I'm going to play now from the live arena where they're at. And it might take a second, but Murdoch is going to promo with Bob Caudle. Here it is.
Dick Murdoch. We're going to try to get Dick. I don't understand what happened to Dick Murdoch fans. If Dick is here, we'll try to find out. We'll be back in just a minute.
Bob Caudle, how can Dusty Rhodes take someone and for 2 years stood here and knocked this country, knocked all the great American people that live in it, and then take him when an unfortunate accident, make him kill in a car wreck, and take him for a tag team partner with Dick Murdoch? For 7 years, stood by his side. We fought together, we drank together, and we're the greatest tag team combination ever to live in the world. And he took Nikita Koloff, a man that knocked this country, a man that said we were horrible, filthy Americans, and took him for a partner. Now, I don't like Ivan Koloff, and I don't like the Russians, but if you look at Ivan Koloff, he's a tough individual. But Ivan Koloff, he stood by the Dusty Rhodes and Nikita Koloff said, here's a bond where the superpowers will stick together. Well, right here's a tough individual, and there's nothing better in the world than my word. Jim Crockett Promotions knows my word's good, and everybody around the world knows Dick Murdoch's word's good. And there's not a man in the world I'm not going to back down from. Ivan Koloff, here is my hand to you to saying it. We will, and I will help you destroy Dusty Rhodes and Nikita Koloff. I'm telling you, John Wayne turned over in his grave when he saw Nikita Koloff walk out of the dressing room at Dusty Rhodes that night, Charlotte. It was a sickening, filthy night in professional wrestling history. And Dusty Rhodes, I want to destroy you.
All right, Dusty's coming out.
The battle with you. And now Dusty gets clobbered again by Murdoch, and they all go after Dusty.
Well, they hit Dusty with the chain, bro.
The chain wrapped around the fist. The right hand on Dusty.
They want him in the ring. Murdoch wants him in the ring.
And they got to throw Dusty back in the ring.
What they beating Dusty ass with that Russian chain? Dusty is busted open.
Murdoch with that Russian chain. And now we got Dusty there.
Tommy Young just got hit.
Now we got Dusty.
Goes down. He's hit by Murdoch.
Murdoch, he's got him up into a brainbuster.
Here comes Wyndham back in. Brad Armstrong back in.
Barry Windham and other wrestlers. Brad Armstrong get in the ring there. We're going to brainbuster Dusty. You already busted him with a chain. Murdoch is.
All right, I'm gonna turn it down. I don't think you could do this any better, man. This was so great. Doc, your thoughts? Doc, you're on mute. We can't hear you.
Hey.
Yeah, did you see the blood on Murdoch? Dusty's
Oh yeah.
blood.
Oh yeah. You can't. This was beautifully done. This was beautiful. What else did you have, Doc? This was done well. Doc, you there? Okay.
Yeah,
Harper.
yeah, I'm here, dude.
Okay.
I didn't understand his rationale there, though. He's like, my word is my bond. I'm a good guy.
Well, he's jealous.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the rationale. He's pissed off.
He worked in John Wayne.
Oh, he worked himself into a shoot too. Well, I mean, I'm saying that to be funny, but he's jealous. His freaking buddy, his tag team partner, all those years. You know, his best friend, Dusty Rhodes. They had a fucking jackass together, a mule that stayed in their own apartment. I mean, you heard the stories, Doc. He turned his back on him. He asked Nikita. He turned Nikita and didn't turn to Dick Murdoch. So Murdoch said, you know what?
Right.
Screw yourself.
Fuck you. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You can go blow yourself. And he turned on him. Screw you.
But now he's hanging out with somebody he doesn't like. That's the part I don't get.
Yeah.
Dude, jealousy, come on now. Rationally speaking, jealousy makes you do shit that you wouldn't normally do. I thought it was perfect from that perspective. But,
Okay.
you know, I mean, he's like, because it's the same, to me, it's the same rationale that Dusty used with Nikita. Like, look, we ain't got a lot in common. But, you know.
Well, now they're on the Funky Like a Monkey tour.
Well, that's true, too. But, I don't know, Harper, what did you think about this whole turn?
Yeah, he's fucking pissed. He's jealous. Fuck you, man. You're gonna go with this Russian motherfucker when he shits on us for 2 years. So then I'm gonna go with the Russian that shits on us now.
Let me tell you the beauty of this, and I had texted Doc when I was rewatching it. Only in wrestling would a Russian, Nikita Koloff, become a face to help Dusty. And only in wrestling would a redneck get jealous of Nikita the Russian. And Murdoch turn on his old friend Dusty Rhodes. Like, and they turn it up a notch when Dusty gets busted open the Russian chain at the end. But, like, this is so Southern wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
And the best part about it is,
it's
totally out of nowhere. Like anybody who says they knew this was going to happen back then, they're lying. Come on.
And I love it's a Russian chain. What the fuck makes it a fucking Russian chain? Go to fucking Ace Hardware, bro. Like, yeah, I need some Russian chain.
It's a Russian chain because that's what got you worked up about it being a Russian chain.
Yeah, it's a Russian chain. Made with evil.
Made with vodka.
Yeah.
Well, you know, don't let the facts get in the way of a good story. Or truth get in the way of a good story. But whatever. But any other thoughts before we proceed? Because I thought this was absolutely fabulous. I really enjoyed this. Seeing, I watched this, 2 times, and this is the 3rd time now. Since last week, I really enjoyed this. So, any other thoughts, Doc?
I'm ready to see the rest of this episode.
Yeah, sounds good. All right, well,
you cut us off on this episode, so you know. Yeah.
Well, let's keep going. We got Tully Blanchard up next after we saw the turn by Murdoch, and here is Tully. Here it is.
You know, we mentioned the 4 Horsemen were here. A member right now with $10,000, still the World TV Champion, Tully Blanchard.
Tony Schiavone, what would World Championship Wrestling be without the 4 Horsemen?
Well, you're right.
Okay, that says it all. You know, Dusty Rhodes, God, I just got done watching something, and it looks like you've made a lot of people mad. Even some more people besides the 4 Horsemen. But you know, Big Dust, we've gone on to bigger and better things. You know, we're enlarging now. We have the associate Lex Luger, right? 6'6". Did you know I was in the gym the other day, Tony Schiavone, with Lex, and he bench pressed 650 pounds? 650 pounds. Can you imagine that? Animal, Road Warrior Animal, does 550 pounds, which is an awesome amount of weight, but it's not Lex Luger. Now, when you watch Lex Luger in the ring, and associated James J. Dillon myself, you see him get in the ring right now. He can wrestle. He doesn't just walk in, look ugly with his face all painted up like Animal and Hawk. Hawk only bench presses 450 pounds. So really what the Horsemen have done, have not just evened the odds, we have excelled and gone past what anything Dusty Rhodes and the Risky Business Boys can bring into the ring. So now, if you want 4-on-4, or 5-on-5, or 2-on-2, or 3-on-3, or maybe even risk those World 6-Man Tag Team Championships, Road Warriors and Dusty Rhodes, we have a force bigger, better, stronger, and much much, much more intelligent than anything you can put together on your side. Now, James J., our investments are going good, right? Lex is making more money he's ever made in his life. $10,000, World's Television Championship still belongs to Tully Blanchard. And let's watch Lex Luger. Let's get him. Show him what it's all about, baby.
All right, let's go to the ring.
Harper, any thoughts on Tully there?
He's fucking pissing off everybody. Fucking Dust being an asshole. And what would it be without the Four Horsemen?
Fucking say that boring. Again? Oh, well, you got a hell of a point there.
Yeah.
Hell of a point there.
If there was no Horsemen, we probably wouldn't be watching this right now.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, especially as you look back at it, 30 years later, you're like, if there's no Horsemen. I've heard Ric Flair one time on one of his podcasts talking about, he's like, look, I'm not trying to knock the baby faces, but if you don't have the heels, you ain't got nothing.
Yeah.
And I think he's got a point. I thoroughly believe that. It goes back to that whole thing. Is there Hulkamania without Piper? I just don't think so. That's just my opinion. But yeah, I definitely agree. Doc, any thoughts on Tully there?
That was a real subtly good promo. Calling him Big Dust, and he's making everybody mad and just putting over Luger's physical capabilities. It was a really good promo.
It was solid. I say that all the time about Tully. I mean, you don't sit there and listen to him and think that sometimes you might be like, oh, that was spectacular. That was one of the greatest things in the world. But when you sit back and listen to him, man, he's just really good. He's like perfect for the Horsemen. I think I've said it before.
Yeah.
He's like just
Am I the only one?
Prick.
Am I the only one that forgot about those 6-man belts?
Oh yeah, fuck.
Dude, they never. I really think, and I need to look at like my Crockett Promotions history book that I have. I really think, bro, they just had that for like nights when they just wanted to do 6-mans on the non-televised events. Like they just, we'll throw some 6-man shit out there, and because I mean, they never really talk about it on here.
It was Dusty and the Road Warriors, right?
Yeah,
with the champions.
Yeah, and they never see. That's what I was saying about that time when they retired the Mid-Atlantic title. They said, "Well, all non-major titles need to be, you can't hold more than one." Well,
yeah,
6-man titles. I guess they consider that a non-major. I mean,
we said major, son.
Well,
right.
They never defend it though. I mean, you never see them defend that thing on TV. It's just kind of like just sitting in the background.
You got to pay for that.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. So after Tully's promo, we got Lex Luger versus Kent Glover. Luger wins with a torture rack. Any thoughts on the match, Doc?
Actually, I thought that the people were into Luger here. I mean, I'm not, but people liked him here.
Dude,
yeah, they love Luger.
You are taking heat on Twitter for your comments about Luger, bro.
Why?
Right.
People don't agree with you.
People,
yeah,
what?
Right.
I'm just saying they don't. There's a lot of people that don't agree with you.
Right. Those are the same people that are probably waiting for WCW 2000 to come back. Come on now.
Nah, I don't know about that, bro. Nobody wants that to come back.
I'm just telling you, I'm right about this, and I'm okay with all the. If everybody else wants to be wrong, they can be wrong. And when does Sting come in, so I can tell everybody how ridiculously overrated that guy is.
Bruh, I'm so scared when Sting comes in.
Yeah, I know. Then the
Well,
fun's over.
I don't have nothing. I like Sting, but I'm scared.
The problem is, once Sting and all that shit happens, it's like we get into a shittier WWF. You know what I mean?
Outside of the Steiners just legitimately beating the piss out of everybody, you're absolutely right.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if
that's how I look at it, because like this is their own signature brand. This is what I think of NWA Jim Crockett, what we're watching now. And then once Sting comes in, and then they have the action figure just like they did, then it's like, oh god.
Or you got Harper talking about brands over there.
I don't I don't think when Sting comes in, that's it.
It's that Watts UWF poison. We all know it.
Well, no, you can't blame Watts. You can blame, if anything, you can blame Crockett for burying the UWF guys when they come in, because that's what they do. They just flat out just crush their souls. Like, instead of using the talent, it's just like, well, we got them. Let's bury them, which made no sense when we spent $4 million on that product. I think it was $4 million.
Maybe they were just buying it for the tape library.
Yeah, really. Huh?
Yeah. They were gonna start their streaming service in 1987. You stupid ass son of a bitch. Okay. Hey, want to remind you, if you're listening to the show on YouTube, this is just one portion of it. To listen to it in its entirety, you can find us anywhere you get your podcast from, including Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Podcast Addict, TuneIn Radio. Just search Booking the Territory. Subscribe however you get your podcast. And on Apple Podcasts, make sure you give us a 5-star review. We definitely would appreciate it. The link is in the description of this episode, so just click on Apple Podcasts, 5-star review. We'll go now to Tully, Lex, and JJ. They are now going to cut a promo after Lex's match. Here it is.
There is no doubt another impressive win for Lex Luger, and yes, the Horsemen are feeling good.
You know, Tony Schiavone, you talk about the man in the gym. You saw him use probably 20 moves, more wrestling moves than half of the wrestlers know. The man is a wrestling machine. You know, I had a very interesting letter this morning from a little old grandmother up in Pennsylvania that says she's been watching every week the Horsemen and what they're doing, and she likened us to the Titanic. And she said every week she tunes in on World Championship Wrestling waiting for the impending disaster. Well, I want to tell you something. The Titanic was a well-built ship. There was nothing wrong with her. And she wouldn't have gone down if the captain had been doing his job, if the man on radar had been doing his job, if the man down in the boiler room had been doing his job. Well, Ric Flair is doing a fine job defending the World Heavyweight Championship all over this world. Tully Blanchard is doing an excellent job defending the World Television title, putting the $10,000 up that says he is the very best at what he does. The Andersons continue to demolish people, and our very close associate, Lex Luger, just gave you a demonstration of his skills. So to the little old grandmother up in Pennsylvania, you sit in front of your TV every week, get you a big basket of chips, pretzels, and whatever else you like, and you wait for the impending disaster. But I got a good, strong feeling that that picture tube's going to burn out before you see the 4 horsemen go down. Right, Lex?
That's right. You know, I always said the Road Warriors, they were scoring to talk. They're big, they're muscular, but then it came Lex Luger. I'm taller, I got the same muscles, but lo and behold, I've got some definition in this body. There's no body fat here. Now everybody's talking about wrestling. You don't see the Road Warriors, they're hitting the gym right now. They're trying to look like me. You know, the 4 horsemen, where it's at. You're as strong as steers a drink in professional wrestling, you know. The pro wrestling, there's a luxury condo. You're on the top floor, you own the whole floor, the penthouse suite, all the other wrestlers are down below them. Just like the wrestlers. The Horseman, Lex Luger is where the wrestling world is at.
You know, the gym's full of muscle heads, but there's only one. What do you say? Total package?
That's it. Total package.
You know, Tony Schiavone, I like that analogy about being the top floor of the penthouse. But, you know, we got hot and cold running women. Right, Double A? All right. Do it.
Okay, in the ring, Arn Anderson. What?
Did you say we have hot and cold running women? Shit.
I think so.
Yeah.
We got hot and cold running women. Oh, damn. All right, Doc, what are your thoughts on Tully, Lex, and JJ right here?
I thought JJ was really good, but there's nothing to see here. Everything's fine. Nope, nothing to see here. We're good.
Harper, you?
Yeah, JJ was good. It's like, you know, when at the Titanic, everyone here is doing their fucking job perfectly.
Dude, Tully, if this was a perfect heel line. He said Lex used more wrestling moves than anyone. That's
a lie.
Lex didn't do a damn thing during that match. When it came to wrestling moves, I mean, he won, but he didn't do any. That was beautiful. Just a flat out lie. Look, I'm just gonna, dude. Wrestling heels were the originators of like just fake news. Whether you're like they were like just completely say something that was untrue. Like, yeah, that's just a great line from him. Oh, he used more wrestling moves than anyone. No, he didn't. He didn't do a shit when he was in the ring just now. Great stuff. But Harper, anything else?
It was great, huh?
Dude,
if you believe it, it's fucking true.
Dude, It was freaking awesome. Doc, anything from you? Anything else?
I'm good.
All right. The only thing, well, we got Arn versus Zane Smith next. So Arn starts the match off with a straight slap to Smith. Arn wins with a gourd buster. Doc, any thoughts on the match?
Just workmanlike and physical.
Yeah.
Next up, we got, so you agree, Hopper?
Yes. Got the job done.
Sure the hell did. We got Kansas Jayhawks, Dutch Mantel, Bobby Jaggers. They cut a promo. I didn't have notes from this, so I'll throw it to Doc and ask him his thoughts.
I can't believe they're still here.
Yeah. I was like, look at this shit. I kept thinking Dutch looks like he should be in the country group freaking Alabama or something.
That's a good one.
Well, you said you can't believe they're still here. It's because of the Crockett Cup.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And I honestly can't remember how much longer they hang on, but I would think that's your reason. I mean, you need tag teams at the Cup. You got that many. You got that many teams. But anyway,
you need bodies, man.
You do. You need bodies. The last match that we'll cover in this episode before we pick back up next week is Jimmy Garvin versus David Isley. Garvin wins. Precious undresses him, as Harper said, like a mom would help her little 3-year-old get undressed.
He's like, Mama, I poo-pooed. Come here. Mama, I poo-pooed. Come here. And she like pulls the dirty fucking drawers off of him.
So we will, Doc, you got any thoughts on that match?
I'm pretty sure I can't add anything to what he just said.
Jimmy Garvin wins with the brainbuster, and I'll leave it at this. So we're going to stop right there. What happens next is a Ric Flair promo, but don't worry, I'm going to save you. I got a Ric Flair promo from Worldwide that you probably don't have access to. So we will hold our rating for the February 14th episode. We're not going to do a rating this week. With that said, we are going to throw it to Bob Caudle and Ric Flair at NWA Worldwide. Now, this is from the February 7th, 1987 episode, and here it is.
Team champions in the ring. Talking about the champions, this man right here with a World Heavyweight Championship belt, Ric Flair, Barry Windham, an impressive, outstanding superstar.
Well, let me tell you what's happening right now. I just jumped off an airplane. I come running in the building because they need the sight of the World Heavyweight Champion to keep the morale of all the great wrestlers alive today. And speaking of great wrestlers, let's talk about the Four Horsemen. Right. Now, along comes 6'6", 280-pound, the Greek god, Lex Luger. What does he want to be? He wants to be a horseman. He don't want to be Dusty Rhodes. He doesn't want to be Nikita Koloff. He doesn't want to be a road warrior. He wants to be part of the elite group, the Four Horsemen. And let's face it, if you follow the greatest sport in the world, if you keep up with Jim Crockett Promotions, if you follow professional wrestling, then you know Bob Caudle. There's only one way to go, and that's with the Four Horsemen. Along with the tutelage and the mastermind of the legendary James A. Dillon, we control our sport unlike any other group of wrestlers. Tully Blanchard, Arn, Ole, Flair, and now the big question mark, maybe Lex Luger. I don't see it any other way. I don't see the Twin Towers or the superpowers taking over. I don't see Wahoo, and I don't see that geek, that nothing happened punk, Barry Windham taking over. You see, Barry Windham, take a look at it, brother. I am the Big Daddy. I am your world champion. And Barry Windham, if it's 90 minutes, if it's an hour, if it's 2 days, if you want this, all you got to do, Daddy, is beat Slick Rick.
All right. I shared my screen while it was playing. Doc, did you have any thoughts? I mean, it was just a standard Ric Flair promo. I thought it was something nice to throw in since we didn't get a Flair one on the episode we were covering. But, Doc, any thoughts as you heard that?
Well, it always is good to hear from Rick. And did you see it? Because I got to see the screen. Did you see how pleased that made Bob Caudle? He had a big smile on his face, too.
Bob. Oh, my bad. I hit play on the next one. Yeah, Bob was very, very pleased. Good for Bob. Harper, any thoughts from you on it?
It's like he's a recruiter trying to get you to come play for his fucking team.
Of course.
Yeah.
He was doing free agency before there was free agency.
Right. Exactly.
All right. I want y'all to look at something. Y'all can see my screen right now. Can y'all see Dusty?
What is he wearing? Hold on.
I don't know what he's got on, but I'm gonna play it. What are you finished holding on? Can I play it now?
Yeah, I was trying to get up here where I could see what the hell's going on here.
All right, so Harper's playing around on his computer. I guess he can't see it for whatever reason.
Yeah,
but
I
it's
see
on.
it now. Yeah.
Okay, so Dusty's got these weird-looking sunglasses on, and he's got a jacket open with his titties hanging out. And
Dude,
I'm not sure, dude. Look, I mean,
that's exact. I mean, that's a perfect description.
He's got him hanging out. But anyway,
fat girl with little titties.
We love it. We love it, Big Dust. Rest in peace, Big Dust. But anyway, let me play. Here it is. Let's listen to Dusty and Nikita right here. Dusty throws out a good line in this that I like. Here it is.
Call off Dusty Rhodes, the superpowers, Dusty. Let me tell you something, Bobby. Let me tell Nikita, Koloff's uncle used to be Ivan Koloff. Pietrov, you come out here, you talk about the superpowers and Dusty Rhodes. Well, let me tell you something, Pietrov. I got a 23-inch deck. I carry 20-inch cannon on my arm. My body ain't chiseled out of granite, but I got more women than the law allows. And I'm out here every day of my life looking for a fight. I mean, I'm a little bullet from Austin, Texas, and I'm looking for trouble, Jack. And the Four Horsemen, I'm looking for trouble. So when you talk about the superpowers, there is nobody ever in the history of the great Russian athletes ever been better than my main man, Nikita Koloff. Now, you're going to pay the price and the dues coming to you. I want to tell you the Four Horsemen, we all know now what the Four Horsemen are made of with a new Francis Luger. You see, it was not long ago I had a match against this Ric Flair.
All right, I stopped it, y'all.
Yeah, fuck that.
Damn, Harper. My main thing was that I wanted y'all to hear was Dusty because he popped me when I was watching it back earlier last week. My body ain't chiseled out of granite, but I got more women than the law allows. Go ahead on, Big Dust. That's his way of telling Rick, you can shut up with all that talk about meeting these bras meeting you at the Hilton. I get my share too. Anyway,
he's rich and confident. What else do you need to get abroad these days?
Yeah.
You know, driving a Mercedes and stuff too, so that's that. Doc, any other thoughts?
About what?
About that promo.
No, I think we said it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
This will be the last one from Worldwide, and it is, as y'all can see from my screen, it's Jim Cornette, Midnight Express, Big Bubba, Bob Caudle, and they're...
Dude.
What?
Dude. Harper, look at that screen. Eaton looks like he ought to be in Alabama with Dutch Mantel, dude.
All right, here's Jimmy and Midnight.
Jim Cornette, Big Bubba, and Cornette is steaming, and old Nina showed up.
I'm hot. You got a piece of tape. I want to see this. You know, everybody remembers a couple of years ago when a woman showed up and followed us everywhere we went. And always was back jumping us, always jumping in from behind. Miss Atlanta Lively, and all of a sudden she disappears. Well, here again, Miss Atlanta Lively pops up. I knew there was something strange about her, but we never could nail it down. Now I realize it was Ronnie Garvin. As you see right here, Ronnie Garvin, a dirty, stinking back jumper coming in from behind. This punch was meant for me, but I managed to wheel Bobby in the way. Poor Bobby, his mouth may never be the same. I'm so upset. Garvin, that punch was meant for me, but I know, you know something? Not only is Ronnie Garvin an idiot, not only is Ronnie Garvin a moron, not only is Ronnie Garvin a coward, not only is Ronnie
Johnny Garvin a dirty, stinking, yellow-bellied back jumper. He's a transvestite. Can you believe that? Yeah. Let me tell you something, Garvin. I want you to listen real good. I know why you dress up with the makeup and the wig, because you're ashamed to show your face in public, because all the times the Midnight Express humiliated you. It was the same 2 years ago. It's the same now. Well, let me tell you something, Garvin. If you think you're wearing makeup now, brother, you just wait till we get finished with you, because nobody tries to knock my block off and gets away with it. We're going to get a hold of you, and we're going to mess you up, son, and we're going to mess you up bad. We're going to fix it so every time you walk out of the house, you got to put makeup on, you got to put a wig on, because you're going to be so ugly. If you think he's ugly now, then, brother, you just wait till we get finished with him. We're going to mess that face up real bad, Garvin. Not only are we going to take those United States Tag Team belts, but in the process, Garvin, you're out of professional wrestling, and that face ain't going to look too good. It's going to look like it got through a meat grinder when we get finished with it.
All right, so he called Garvin a transvestite, which Harper said earlier, but he didn't say it on Saturday night. He said it on Worldwide. But anyway, Harper, any thoughts? Any thoughts on that one? He's
a goddamn transvestite. What the fuck is going on here?
They waited over a year to break the news that of Garvin. That's the
greatness. That's the greatness of territory wrestling. On one hand, we had no idea Murdoch was turning, and on the other hand, we let something stand out there for a year and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought that was good. But all right. So well, that puts a wrap on the February 7th, 1987 episode, February 14th, 1987 episode of the first half of it at least, and also the February 7th, 1987 episode of Worldwide. So you got a couple of Worldwide promos there sprinkled in as a bonus since we didn't do the full February 14th. But we will pick back up next week with February 14th. Doc, you got anything before we throw it over to Shane Douglas that you?
I'm nervous.
About? You're nervous. What are you nervous about?
Whatever it is you've done with the franchise to sully our good name in the podcast industry. You know, he's a fellow podcaster here, and just because you are a mark for Luke, you know, Harper and I still have to live in this world.
Yeah, dick.
Are you kidding me?
Well, I mean.
Harper's just as good of friends with Luke as I am. What are you talking about?
Well, maybe Harper and I'd be a little bit more ride or die with you if we ever saw any money.
Yeah, for real.
You could buy that. I'm just like Manny Fernandez. You buy my loyalty and you can have it.
Okay. Yeah.
That's nice.
What did you do, by the way? Is this, how bad is this? Is Douglas going to form a tag team with Horner and stretch you, or I mean, what's going on here?
Well, you'll hear it in a second. So we're getting
everybody take cover.
Right. Remember, if you're on YouTube, you got to download the show. Just search Booking the Territory, and you can listen to the full episode with Shane Douglas and what's about to go down. Make sure, before I throw it over to Shane Douglas, you check out our Amazon referral link. It's tinyurl.com/BTT Amazon. It is a great way to support the show on whatever you make purchases on Amazon. So again, tinyurl.com/BTT Amazon. Save it, bookmark it, and please use it. Give it to your wives and girlfriends, and we would appreciate it. Again, it's a great way to support the show. Harper, if you ain't got nothing else, hit the tag.
Now it all comes clear. Harper, I just remembered something now.
What?
I always wondered why he said this, but now I understand why Mike used to tell me that he was glad Vince screwed Shane Douglas over. That Dean Douglas thing. He goes, I'm glad he screwed that motherfucker over. I should have seen this coming.
What about when he was on a skateboard?
I've never said that in my life, but
yes, you did.
Listen to Doc, because he never tells the truth.
Well, he's probably trying to fly up. He's probably going to fly up to Philly and be in Luke's corner for this match.
Okay, Harper, if you ain't got nothing else, hit the tagline and throw us over to Shane Douglas, as he and I had a discussion that you'll see how it ended in a second.
Book it, bitch.